if we start our analysis by looking at this price action of Bitcoin, this scenario which we talked about on my previous video, Wyckoff's reaccumulation phase, since the price has already broken out of this symmetrical triangle and also guys broken out of this resistance line here, right? Is it now completely invalid, this Wyckoff reaccumulation phase? Hey, this is too early to decide, right? This is still very early to decide. So I'm actually going to show you both the scenario guys, the bullish and the bearish scenario. So this video is definitely going to be interesting, so definitely watch it till the end. And also guys, before I dive into the content, I would really appreciate if you could take 2 seconds of your time and smash the like button. And also if you're watching this for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So now if we go back to our analysis which we did from the past video, so now I told you guys what kind of scenario could be possibly forming. Let's look at this in a 3-hour time frame. So you can see here, I told you guys the breakout and a pullback before we make another new move to the upside. Here as well, symmetrical triangle breakout, right? Breakout and then again a pullback before we made a new high, right? And now I also said you guys, hey, in our case we could see another move to the upside, right? Breakout and consolidation before we start moving in an upward direction. So now what is happening? Because since the price is now clearly broken to the upside, right? What is my take? I want to show you this simple example here, okay guys? So if we look at this symmetrical triangle, when we had this breakout, look at the highest point here, right? This here was the highest point and this here was the breakout which was clearly above the previous high, right? This is the new high now, okay? So what I'm actually trying to show you here, so let's see with the help of this price range, if we take the price range to see how high the price did actually break out, okay? So you can see we had a breakout from this previous high around 3.44%, right? So let's take this into consideration and look at another scenario. Here we talked about the possible similarities, breaking out of this symmetrical triangle. So if you look at this move here guys, this here was the highest point, right? But this breakout was clearly higher than the previous high. So now what I'm actually trying to do, just like with the previous example, we will take this range here, price range, from this high to this high area, right? You can see here around 3.04%. okay, so now let's look at this scenario, this breakout which we are looking at right now guys. So this here was the highest point and this now is clearly higher than the previous high point, right? So now what we are going to do, just like with the previous example, we are going to take the price range and look from this high till this high of ours. So you can see here 3% move to the upside, here also 3.44% move to the upside, and right now this is also around 3.29% move to the upside. So what I'm actually trying to say here is that this scenario hold isn't invalid, because you can see in many cases the price move has not been more than like 3% pump, right? You can see more than 3%. You can see here also, and right now, right, we are seeing some sort of a rejection. But what are we actually expecting? So guys, for those people who are looking for long opportunities, what kind of scenario you should look out for? You, I'm actually going to show you this example right now. So this here is a one great Medium article from Hello Crypto. So big shout out to this guy. So you can see here are different Wyckoff schematics, and you also know my videos are not only like technical analysis, but I'm also keeping or adding some educational content time and again. So today, as you can see, I told you guys what kind of scenario are we looking at? Reaccumulation phase, right? So for that guys, you can see accumulation phase, reaccumulation phase, and distribution phase. So you will see accumulation phase after price had a breakdown. When we see price consolidating, then we can talk about accumulation phase, right? But in our case right now, the price is moving higher, consolidating, again breaking the previous high, consolidating. It's like a ladder type of scenario, right? We are going higher and higher. So in that case, we will be looking at reaccumulation example, okay? So you know this reaccumulation 2 phase here, right? This is what I actually talked on my previous video. I showed you guys with this possible example how the price could actually get a retracement after reaching the resistance area, a pullback, more like consolidation, and then start our journey again breaking new high. But since the price has already closed above this, I mean broken above the previous high, what scenario are we actually looking at. So for that, you can look at this reaccumulation schematic third. Why? Because you can see the price has now clearly broken out of this previous high. In our case, we have also broken out of this resistance line. What are you actually looking at? This side of a small pullback where price comes back to the previous resistance line, which is going to act as a support. Price breaking below this reaccumulation phase is invalid, because in reaccumulation phase, this is the final move what we are expecting, a pullback around the resistance area and then continuation pattern to the upside. Because you can see this is how reaccumulation phase looks like, because in none of the reaccumulation phase price has broken above the previous high. Here you can see this was not breaking the previous high. In second example, the schematic 2, you can see the price never broke the previous high, but here we broke the previous high, and this is exactly what we are also seeing in our current price action. You can see here. So if you look at this price structure, you can see our price has also clearly broken above the previous high. So now we are also seeing some sort of a hesitation, like a scenario where price would find support at the previous resistance line and then continue further in the upward direction. This one schematic is still a reaccumulation schematic from Wyckoff. But for those people who are actually looking for any kind of short opportunity, because you know, after this kind of massive move to the upside, there has always been some sort of a pullback, right? And we can also see, I showed you guys with this 3% move here after breaking the previous high here as well. After this reaching this 3% price move, this rejection here has mostly led to a pullback scenario. I have also the same Wyckoff scenario, but in a different way. I told you, for those people who are looking for long opportunities, this resistance line is our support, right? But if the price actually breaks downwards, guys, what kind of scenario are we looking at? This exact Wyckoff scenario. So this example is for people who are looking for shorting opportunities, because in this case, you can see 4 different schematic, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you look all here, which one is our right now? This one, guys. So schematic 4 could be panning out if the price of Bitcoin gets a bigger pullback and doesn't find support at the resistance line according to this Wyckoff distribution. I'm not saying that this has to pan out, guys, or this has to play out, okay? This is some scenarios regarding the Wyckoff schematic. So I thought I would actually show both the bullish and the bearish scenario for those people who are looking for long and for shorting the market at this current stage. So if the price fails to find support at the previous resistance line, this pullback could lead a move like this. This is also looking like a rising wedge if you look at this price movement here, isn't it? So for now, if you go back to our analysis, you will see similar price movement could be also panning out. So let me show you in the real chart. So you can see here right now, this is also looking like a rising wedge. And you can see on the right hand side and on the left hand side, both this scenario here, which I just showed you guys. So now I don't need this. You can see the price would find support here on the left hand side and continue further in upward direction, right? Making this distribution phase invalid, because this is a reaccumulation phase and price will continue further in upward direction. But if this is going to fail, if the price is going to get a pullback, you can see price getting out of this rising wedge. So you can see this here is a very nice rising wedge scenario. You can see here, right? So this rising wedge in many cases gets a pullback to the downside around this 15,800, 16,000 price level. You know, the support is there and there is likely scenario that we could continue further in upper direction. But if you know there is no any support at the previous resistance line, this could be a scenario where price gets out of this rising wedge. So you can see this is 2 different scenarios for both bullish and the bearish scenario, what I actually wanted to share with you guys. And before I conclude this video, I've changed my channel name from Crypto Portrait to Crypto Anoop. I think Crypto Anoop sounds better, and also it's easier for us to communicate with this name. So that's the reason. And guys, if you think this video was educational and informative enough, smash the like button. And also, if you're watching this for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing off. My name is Anoop. Bye bye, guys.